Hello, everybody, and welcome inside Oregon Ice Arena. I am Noah Bergstrom here with my good friend Mitchell Mancusi, where we are getting set for our first broadcast of the season. Thank you guys for joining us. And real quick, before we get into some game time talk, I want to remind you that this game is brought to you with support from our generous sponsors: Bill's Food Center, Stoughton Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes. And by the Oregon Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. And Mitchell, it is so good to be back in the booth with you. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and I think the number one thing we have to talk about is there is a name that is not on this Oregon roster. There's a few, but there was one that stands out.
Yeah, and that is Kyle Rohr, the leading point scorer in all of Wisconsin high school hockey last year. He is not taking his senior year this year. He is off playing junior hockey. We wish him all the best, but that is certainly a big name not to have on the ice for the Panthers this year.
And it looks like we are getting set for intros and the anthem, so we will let you listen to those, and we'll get right back into more hockey talk as soon as that is finished.
For your Panthers, in net,
right, Oregon, it is time for hockey, something I've not been able to say in a long time. And as we were talking about with Kyle Rohr no longer on this team, this is a roster that has been reshuffled. So we are going to see some different lines. That second line from last season has been moved up to the top line. And of course, you now have Jakey centered by Lindert, along with Mason Anderson on that second line. So it'll be interesting to see how these new lines mesh.
I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of equal playing time between these two top lines for Oregon. Jakey, the star, one of the stars from last year, had 88 points last season, and I know Oregon's counting on him for another productive season as we get right into puck drop.
They certainly are, as Dozier finds the puck early on. Back for Barnish, as Oregon will get some early possession, though not quite able to corral it as the puck comes behind the Reedsburg net. Oregon now pressing as both teams fight for the puck as a pass comes across. Though there are a lot of sticks in the way, Leatherberry will gather it at the line for Oregon and dump it in. Dozier chasing that one down, though Reedsburg eventually falls on it. And they'll look to exit their zone. Little pressure from Cameron, though Reedsburg does eventually get out. Barnish skating backwards, able to force his man back behind the net of Josh Keene. As Oregon has a chance to get it out, though, it almost came all the way out in front of the net, as there was some miscommunication as to who was going to take it. Reedsburg now with some sustained offense, a shot fired, and I believe that took a deflection. No real danger for Keene, though still Reedsburg with possession, looking to strike first. Good defense there, though. Reedsburg falls on it again, a shot. That one took a deflection. Couldn't tell if it was off of the defender or off of Keene, as Reedsburg just still holding the puck, not allowing Oregon to get anywhere near it. As there's a turnover from Barnish, Reedsburg still pressing hard. Barnish now a pass across. Keene had to get down. Luckily the shot never got on target, as a hit's delivered there from Reedsburg, though. Oregon back the other way. Mason Anderson ahead with some speed as he's pinned to the wall, looking for some help. There will be a fight for the puck. No one comes up with it yet. This scrum just continuing. No one able to fall on it, as eventually it comes loose up top. Buskogger looking for a shot. He gets stuffed. And now one-on-one back the other way. Reedsburg player forced to the wall. A big hit from Mueller. The student section loves that, as Oregon will look to work it forward. Now Jakey trying to spring free, as we've seen him do so many times last season, though can't quite do it this time, as Buskogger will dump it forward. Jakey with the press. Reedsburg now gathering as Oregon changes. Nieto and Cameron hit the ice again for Oregon. As a Reedsburg player falls, this will give Oregon some possession. A pass looking for Nieto. Couldn't get through. Line is kept. No, not kept, as the puck is just dumped in. And Nieto will try to chase it down, though. Two Reedsburg players there, able to work it free, as now it comes all the way down into the Oregon defensive zone. Looking to work it out is Oregon. Leatherberry with the puck, trying to find an outlet, eventually does, as they'll work it up the far side, and a chip attempt is fanned on by Cameron. Nieto eventually falls on it, though, able to keep possession. Doesn't have a whole lot of help, as now Dozier in the far corner. He's pinned, looking for some help, as there's another scrum in the far corner for the puck. Eventually Reedsburg comes up with it and skates the other way. The puck now battled for at center ice. Both teams with a little bit of sustained offense here, though. No significant threats, really, for either side. Dozier now falls on the puck for Oregon. He'll skate ahead, dump it. Looked like he was trying to get it on net, though, really. Just trying to send it forward and create some space. Lindert now nearly able to fall on the puck for Oregon. Almost gets his head taken off by a long dump there, as he gives chase and eventually hits the ice. Reedsburg now looking to exit their defensive end. Good pressure from Oregon, taking control of the puck. There's a near turnover, though Reedsburg defender got some help last second. Oregon unable to capitalize, though. Much more possession, much more sustained possession for Oregon, trying to work this Reedsburg defense. As now Jakey finds the puck. Not a whole lot of space, though. Just forced to take it to the back wall. And Reedsburg there will gather and look to skate forward, though a little bit of a sloppy pass. As Anderson's able to get the puck forward. Jakey has some room. A legitimate chance, and he finds the top of the net. Jakey doing what Jakey does, and he opens the scoring for Oregon.
We were wondering how long it would take before we see it. Andrew Jakey adding the first goal for the Panthers. And as we went over 4 minutes there without a whistle, quick line changes coming out. Jakey gets out there, and he only needs a little bit of space, and he's able to fire that one over the left shoulder of Alex Gribe.
How many times have we seen that? You said it. Jakey does not need much space. He is so talented with the puck in that offensive zone. As Barnish dumps it forward and gets tipped all the way into the bench of Reedsburg. As there's some barking by both benches. Chip up, finds Barnish. Barnish trying to dump it in for Dosher, though. That was picked off by Reedsburg. As now the Oregon defense skating back. Good defense, works the puck free. As there's no threat there for Keene, though. Reedsburg still with possession, trying to get a tip, couldn't get one. Reedsburg, though, keeps the zone long. Shot fired into the chest of Keene, though. Rebound given up. Luckily handled by the Oregon skaters. As now Dosher's looking to get free, doesn't have any help with him. Just trying to create space for this Oregon change. Mueller now skating forward as he takes a bump. Jacob Cameron now takes a big hit as Oregon just can't quite work it past the blue line. Zerwick chasing that one down for Oregon as it comes to Buskogger. Now this is looking a little more like the start of the game. Both teams just battling for possession. Reedsburg trying their hardest not to break after that early goal. As a pass from Zerwick nearly finds James Shervin, the freshman, as he's skating in with speed. Shot fired! Rebound given up, though it is eventually covered. How about that chance for the freshman, James Shervin?
Trying to make his mark early there as he had a nifty move to get around one Reedsburg defender. Not able to quite elevate the backhand over, but a very good look for the freshman.
You can certainly see how much speed he has. Such an impressive skater already. From the little we've seen of him, Reedsburg now looking to work the puck forward. Good defense by Mueller as Shervin falls on the puck again, looking to skate it forward. He'll enter the zone all by himself, looking to do it all himself, nearly able to get free. Though eventually he does look for some help as he's pinned to the back wall. Rotier on the press as the puck is dumped out of the zone. Rotier with it again. He will dump it back to the Oregon defense as Leatherberry and Barnish look to get something going. Jakey now finds the puck, though. He had a defender draped on his back, unable to do a whole lot with that. Oregon doing a great job in the neutral zone, just keeping the puck, not making big mistakes as Anderson nearly was able to get on the end of that. Though the pass just went a little errant. As there's another fight for it, eventually won by Anderson. Shot fired up top, blocked. Barnish now working to get the puck back, can't do so. Buskogger might end up in a 2-on-1, though Barnish, good recovery, and Buskogger with the help allows Barnish to fall back on it. Oregon now only has two skaters forward, though. They have control of the puck. Anderson looking for an outlet, can't find one. Elects just to take it to the back wall. As that one's chipped way up and out of play. Watch out. And we finally have another stoppage. There has not been much of that.
Yeah, you can say that again. These teams having to play quick, get those line changes off, keep the fresh skaters on the ice as quick as they can. We see Brock Buskogger a little shaken up. He went hard into the corner there, making the defensive play. We'll hope that he's all right.
Face off to the right of the Reedsburg net is one to Reedsburg, as they will look to get it out of their defensive end, though. Some miscommunication as the puck just going back and forth behind the net. Oregon looking to take advantage. Anderson in the scrum in the corner, along with Jakey, as Linder looked to deliver a bit of a hit. Wearing number 7 now, the former number of Joe Romer. Cameron Mueller now back to gather the puck for Oregon. As Reedsburg just cannot find any possession. Oregon has been so smart with the puck, as I mentioned, in the neutral zone, but really in all three zones of the ice. You can see the hockey IQ coming out from these guys, along with the mechanical talent, as they just find ways to fall on it every time it gets free. Reedsburg, you can see, starting to panic. They're starting to break their formations, as Dosher tries to win this one for Oregon, as eventually was fought for in front of the bench as Leatherberry with a hit. As the puck is lost, I'm not exactly sure what happened, if it came out of play. Looks like it did end up in the Oregon bench one way or another.
That's all because Logan Leatherberry delivering a big hit there along the bench. We see him get physical a lot, and he is one of the best at doing it. As we will have the face-off back at center ice here.
This one won again by Reedsburg. That has been a bright spot for them. They have been able to win face-offs, but they just have not been able to sustain possession, as again, the puck will come out of play, and we will do it all over again.
Reedsburg, like you said, not able to get anything going. Josh Keene hasn't been tested at all this game, and it will be really interesting to see if he can hold up when the pressure starts coming from Reedsburg.
Certainly is an argument to be made that you'd almost like to see Keene get some low-threat shots just to keep him in it, though. I don't think anyone's too worried about him falling asleep back there. As Dosher able to send it forward, looking to an outlet to Nieto. Nieto, though, just escapes him as Oregon looks to work it back into the offensive zone. And Reedsburg will gather defensively. It came off the side of the net awkwardly. I don't think either team really expecting it as Oregon wins the puck in front of the net. A shot was fired as two players go crashing to the ice, one from either team. Nothing comes of that, though, as the puck will come back into the Oregon defensive zone. Fought for along the near wall as Barnish is tied up, though eventually he'll get free. Sends it up top again to Nieto. He'll dump it into the zone. As Oregon makes a change, Jakey back out there for the Panthers. Leatherberry looking for Anderson, finds him. Anderson has two defenders draped over him. Able to get free, and he takes a massive hit in the open ice. We have seen some big hits, but we have not seen a penalty. Clean hockey so far, despite being physical. As Jakey is able to win the puck along the near side. He's skating, he has Anderson with him. Reedsburg's back. Jakey doesn't seem to care, though, a backhand. Man, if he was able to make that work, that would have been something to see, as now the puck bobbles around in front of the net and eventually is covered up and the whistle sounds.
Jakey with almost another spectacular move there as he just floated the backhand a little bit too much air over the net. But looking forward to seeing what he can do there as he was able to dance in once again. And another really good opportunity for Oregon, and Reedsburg just hasn't been able to get those opportunities on their offensive end yet.
Oregon, as I said, just been so smart with the puck as a long shot's fired right off the face-off by Buskogger, but that one is handled.
You were mentioning earlier how there's a lot of big hits happening and no penalties yet. And if I was Reedsburg, I would want to stay out of the box. Oregon's power play was so successful last season. Definitely don't want to give the Panthers a man advantage.
Certainly under that bend don't break mentality, especially when you give up that early goal. We know how much the Panthers love to ride momentum. And usually it is Jakey who finds that first goal for them, and they just love to snowball off of him. And they'll look to do that here as Jakey's tied up in open ice. That will be the penalty that we've been looking for, as Linder, though, still has the puck for Oregon. Skating in by himself, Oregon will get the extra man out as the puck finds Mueller up at the blue line, and Reedsburg will eventually touch up, and that power play that Reedsburg we were talking about, should have been oh so scared of, is going to come out right here, Mitchell.
And that's what Andrew Jakey can do. When he has that speed, the Reedsburg defender tries to swat at the puck, catches him in the skates, and he goes down. And that's an easy call for the official right there, as the Panthers will get a power play opportunity here midway through the first period.
It'll be interesting to see how they work this power play. The first one that we will have watched, and obviously missing a lot of those key players from last season's power play, though. We know how successful, they've been. As they look to work it along the far side, unable to do so, as Nieto finds the puck. Trying to get free, Nieto doesn't have anyone behind him. Eventually will send it up top to Barnish. Barnish for Jakey. Jakey's getting free. Nieto with the shutter was fanned on, but somehow it slipped through. Not a whole lot on it, but it didn't matter. I think the timing was thrown off and the goaltender couldn't get to it.
You're exactly right, Noah. The timing was thrown off there as goaltender Alex Gribe was trying to push over as fast as he could, left the 5-hole open, trying to slide to that near post that Edgar Nieto was on, and the fan shot works, so we're not going to complain about that one, as Nieto's able to put it home, and we are up 2-0 early in this game.
We certainly won't complain about that, and I don't think Nieto will either. He's going to be telling his guys he did it on purpose. Who knows, maybe he did. Little bit of a break as that knuckled shot winds up working out, and that power play strikes Oregon with a 2-goal lead now. Buskogger with the puck for the Panthers. Has a man on him. Just looking to break free and keep riding this momentum that we mentioned earlier. Shervin back on the ice for Oregon, that freshman that has been oh so impressive this far. Reedsburg able to get free. They'll just dump it in as Oregon had numbers. Keene comes out to play it. Shervin eventually finds the puck for Oregon, able to get a pass out, though puck winds up escaping just about everyone and ends up back in the Reedsburg defensive zone as we have about 5:30 to play in this period, a fast-moving period. It's been hard to watch the clock as we have not had a whole lot of stoppage. Reedsburg now still trying to work it out. This Oregon press has just been so good, and as I said, they're so smart every time. They've not given up any big transitions the other way, as they're just looking to continue breaking down this Reedsburg team that can't really find an answer. Puck eventually escapes behind Keene. Dosher falls on it for Oregon, as Nieto was tripped up out in open ice. Nothing comes from it. He was a little slow to get up, and it looks like he's going to come off. Not good to see, though. Dozier working free over the middle. Can't quite get a shot off.
Strong stick there from Greiben. Net able to poke it away as Dozier was streaking into the net there. And if he could have gotten around it, he would have had a genuine open net there to shoot at.
We have seen a lot of great looks from a lot of players on this Oregon offense. And I mean, the defense has been solid. They've been smart, but it is just great to see everyone stepping up collectively to generate offense. This is not a one-man show. Just about everyone on this Oregon team, I think we can say, has been impressive so far.
Absolutely, you can agree with that. Just the chemistry that's been shown so far, all the passing, setting up opportunities for the teammates. No one has been selfish so far this game.
That shot, long shot fired by Mueller. Not a whole lot there, just looking to get the puck in, and they'll get a stoppage and a face-off. This one will be taken by Lindert. And again, that one bright spot that I mentioned, Reedsburg able to win these face-offs. They just need to get sustained possession, because it is no wonder that Oregon is able to ride this momentum when they're getting worn down the way they are, though Reedsburg might be in one-on-one. Mueller able to force his man to the back wall. As Oregon will look to exit, Jakey will do so. Through center ice, has two men on him. Doesn't have a ton of help. Anderson doing what he can, though. Jakey was wrapped up nicely by the Reedsburg defense. Oregon patient, as there's a rare turnover there. Just about the first one I think we've seen from this Oregon team. The passing has been phenomenal so far, as just so patiently the Panthers look to break out. As there's another turnover. This one could be costly. Shot fired and handled by Keene.
Great first test save there by Keene, as that was a mistimed turnover, but Keene able to stand strong as Reedsburg player tried to go five-hole there. Let's see if Oregon can clear the zone here.
You know, I keep talking about how great the passing is, and as soon as I do that, we see two errant passes. Maybe I should close my mouth a little bit and just let them play. But Mueller will find this one and send it ahead. No one on the receiving end of that. Long pass fired back the other way, right back at Mueller, as Oregon looks to work it out. And even when Oregon can't get out, though, eventually they do here. Here's the freshman looking to get in, though the puck escaped him.
Tried maybe one too many stick handles there as he was trying to skate in. He was all alone, so he did have to try and make a little bit of a play. But he's going to get his opportunities with the speed and the soft hands that he has. With he's able to control the puck like that.
He certainly has impressed me with the little ice time that he's had. So fast, and he sees the ice so well. I've been very impressed with him so far. As Oregon looks to work it forward, Jacob Cameron giving chase, though Reedsburg able to stay with the puck. That's Ryan Manley with the puck for Reedsburg in the corner. As again, Shervin with the puck, eventually giving up a pass out in front to Cameron, just couldn't get a shot off. It looked like he wasn't quite ready for it.
Did seem like he was a little surprised to get that pass, as Reedsburg's looking to go the other way now.
And they certainly have a chance to, just trying to stay on side, and they do. Pass comes across, though. It's right at Keene, and that'll be covered. The damage is handled for Oregon.
The Panthers defense, when they do give up those transition rushes, are able to get back, and they haven't really been able, Reedsburg that is, hasn't been able to get any clean shots off so far, as there's always been a Panther defender or a Panther stick in the way.
We have talked a lot about the Panther offense in this game, but the defense, I mean, when you're not talking about the defense, I feel like that's almost a good thing because they're just not letting anything happen. There was a shots fired. Nearly a jinx there for me. As I said, maybe I should talk a little less. But we have a whistle now, as I believe there will be a penalty.
See who's going to the box here. It's Cameron Mueller. It's the guilty party on this one.
We got our first look at the Oregon power play. Now we'll get a first look at the PK, which was also highly successful last season. Dosher and Cameron specifically stood out a lot last season, and they will get a chance here against a Reedsburg team that really needs to get something going, or this could run away from them.
Absolutely. With 1:48 left in the first period here, they're going to get a little bit of carryover, but when you have that power play that spans periods, it can be hard to get something going in the next period. So definitely a good opportunity here for Reedsburg, but like you said, penalty kill for the Panthers last year was excellent at a 76.4% kill rate. Let's see if they can be effective here.
Face off again, won by Reedsburg. Now they have the extra man. Can they work off of it? That will be the question. The zone is kept by Reedsburg. As they look to send it deep, though, no one was there to receive it. Barnish fighting for the puck for Oregon, nearly able to get it free, though Reedsburg will stay on it. As some good defense for Barnish, as the puck initially was handled by Keene. It popped out, though the whistle had blown, and there will be a face-off.
Really good opportunity there for Reedsburg, but Keene was able to see it all the way. Got in the glove, popped out a little bit. Maybe a little bit of a lucky whistle there, as the rebound was there for the taking.
I don't think Keene will complain about that whistle, though we'll never know what would have happened if it didn't blow, but what the ref says goes. Reedsburg now skating in, shot fired, puck hovered around the front of the net dangerously for a little bit, though eventually was cleared by Oregon. As Reedsburg has had some chances on this power play, though everything thus far has been handled. As a pass comes across, and the defense of Oregon again handles it just before the shots are even getting to Keene. That pass deflected, though. Second man's there, another shot fired, and a brilliant stop. How on earth did Keene get across? And now a scrum. Oregon not too happy with the poking and pushing after the play, but what a stop that was by Keene, my goodness.
Sprawling save there by Keene as the pass got cross ice, and I don't think the Reedsburg player got all of it, or Keene just got there first. It was, anyway, a great stop as that one stayed out of the net, and a little bit of a scrum after, and we have a Reedsburg player down right now. It's number 14, Caden Brandt, one of the top point producers for this Reedsburg team.
Yeah, they're calling for help right away. We can only hope that he's okay, as we will let the trainer tend to him. I wasn't able to see exactly what happened, if there was a stick or if it was the pushing and shoving that caused it, but so far it does not look too good.
Never a good sign when you have to bring the trainer out there as he is on his back.
Oregon players will head to the bench, excuse me. Keene leaving his net as well to get back.
Taking a look at that replay there, Keene was just able to push across as cross ice pass got there, and wow, I can't believe that one stayed out. Rebound was loose for a second, Keene able to gobble it up, and the Reedsburg player trying to see where the injury happened here. He just went down. Caden Brandt's the one who sent the pass across ice, and after he sent that pass, he just went down in a heap. Certainly hope he's okay.
Non-contact is generally not a good sign when it comes to injuries. So we can only hope that it's just a lot of pain and not necessarily a severe injury.
He's going to be helped off here.
He is going to be helped off, but good to get him to his feet. He'll get an ovation, I'm sure. That is something you never like to see, especially a player of his caliber. Reedsburg is going to be missing him. Again, we really hope he's okay.
Getting helped off, no pressure on that right leg whatsoever. You certainly hope that it's nothing like an ACL or any of those lengthy injuries that can happen. Taking a look at the replay one more time, he kind of went down to one knee to send the pass and never got back up again. He just went down. Wow, you really hate to see that.
You don't see a whole lot of those non-contact injuries in hockey, but as I said, that is certainly not a good sign. We certainly hope that he's all right. As the skaters are coming back out, it looks like we will get play back underway.
53 seconds still left in this period. Good amount of time for Reedsburg as they are going to have the face-off here, and it's the Panthers' second line of penalty killers out there right now.
Face-off to the right of Keene, won by Reedsburg. As it is dumped in, though, Oregon falls on it, not able to get it out of the zone. Reedsburg with a last-second chance. Keene came way out of his net, though it never came on target. A shot fired, and they find the back of the net. Reedsburg, right on the edge of the first period, able to get one back, and they will certainly enjoy that one heading back into the locker room at the end of this period.
Yeah, that's a big motivation booster there for Reedsburg, cutting the deficit in half there. As little out of position there from Keene, as on that first attempt he just pushed a little wide, and then Reedsburg player gets lost in front and is able to tap it home there. Yeah, Reedsburg player just gets lost, doesn't get picked up by a defenseman there. And the score is now 2-1 Oregon.
Reedsburg might not be done yet. They had a little bit of a break, though. Luckily for Oregon, no one was able to fall on the pass as we have 30 seconds left to play in this first period. Dosher looking to go back the other way. Man in a pass. That would have been if that got through to Nieto. Had two men on him. Though Reedsburg does fall on it. Panthers with numbers. They'll work Reedsburg off the puck. Leatherberry pins his man to the wall as we have just 10 seconds to play. Oregon will just tie the puck up against the wall, look to kill as much time as they can here. As the clock winds down. And that will be the end of the first period. And again, like we mentioned early on in that first period, and I think it held true the whole time, this Panthers team, the chemistry is showing on offense, on defense. The team just seems to be meshing so unbelievably well, which is a great sign given all this rework to the roster without Roar and without those seniors.
You're absolutely right. You love to see the step up from these guys as the production is still increasing every day here, and especially that second line that moved up to the first line with Dosher, Cameron, and Nieto. They have looked great so far this period as Nieto netted the second goal for Oregon. And we're going to have to see a little more of that because Reedsburg is definitely here to play, and that's going to be a big momentum swing for them as they were able to put one home before the period ended.
That goal certainly changes the dynamic of this second period and certainly will change the dynamic of the conversations in both locker rooms as we will bring you that second period here in a minute, but we are going to go to break. We hope you stick around, and we'll be back with that second period for you in a little under 12 minutes. Thanks, guys. Hello, everybody, and welcome back as we get set for the start of this second period. And real quickly, before we give you a little bit of a rundown, I want to remind you that this game is brought to you with support from our generous sponsors: Bill's Food Center, Stowe Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes. And by the Oregon Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. And Mitchell, we mentioned before we went to break, at the end of that first period, how much that goal changes things for both these teams in the locker room. What does Oregon need to do? What does the mentality need to be now as the momentum is seemingly just suddenly in an instant in Reedsburg's favor?
Yeah, you got to find a way to turn the momentum back in your favor. So I'm assuming we're going to be seeing a lot of the first and second line, especially Andrew Jakey, to get out there, try and get the tides back in Oregon's favor, and definitely staying out of the box too. You don't want to give Reedsburg the opportunity to tie this game up, and then you're really got a momentum swing for Reedsburg.
You're absolutely right. And Oregon, I think, also needs to keep in mind, despite the momentum swing, despite the goal, they still have the lead. So it does not need to be fast. It does not need to be immediate. So they need to keep that smart, patient passing that I was talking about early in the first period. Don't rush to get that goal back, because that's not necessarily the only thing they need to swing momentum. They just need to keep Reedsburg under control and stop the snowball.
Absolutely. Like you said, they've been better in all phases of the game so far. It's just not making the crucial mistake, and we haven't seen many of them. Just a few hiccups in the defensive zone that could have led to scoring chances. But otherwise, it's just clean hockey here on out for the Panthers, and we've seen it for them. The opportunities will come.
That consistency is going to be, I think, the most important thing for the Panthers going forward. Reedsburg doesn't have an even strength goal. That goal was on the PK for Oregon. So just a lot of maintaining what they were doing, keep doing what they were doing, and don't bend, because Reedsburg is going to come out swinging at the start of the first period, and I believe their mentality is going to be get it as quickly as possible, because there's no reason for them to not ride this out.
Absolutely, and you're not going to beat Oregon many times just 5-on-5 hockey, just because of the speed that we have and all the players have on this ice. And the goaltending so far has been pretty good for Josh Keane. Hasn't been tested a whole lot, but he's been solid.
He certainly has, and the defensive passing, I think, overall has been impressive, but that's the one thing that I think they could stand to clean up. Really, only towards the end of that first period, there were some slip-ups, some turnovers. Some of the forwards weren't ready for those outlet passes, so I think just cleaning up that defensive end communication is going to be something they can really touch up to just ride this game out. And of course, I mean, as you said, we're going to see more of Jakey. We're going to see more of the new top line. They're going to want to score more. They don't want to win this game 2-1.
Absolutely, yeah. Oregon averaging just over 3 goals a game, so we are expecting to see more scoring. And as far as trying to get that momentum swing back, you really just got to get going early. You can't let that late goal affect the mental game that is along with hockey.
That will certainly be important as the players hit the ice for both teams. And something else I want to mention is how impressive has James Shervin been, the freshman.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about it at break. He really surprised us. This is the first time we've seen him in action, the freshman. Notice player on Team Wisconsin, too, which is impressive. And we were just marveling at his speed and just the control of the puck that he has every time he has the puck. Reminds me a little bit of Kyle Rohr.
I absolutely see that comparison. As I mentioned when we talked about him earlier, the vision that he has shown too has been really impressive. And I mean, if he keeps playing the way he's playing, he's going to get himself a goal, because he deserves it the way he's played so far in this one.
Absolutely. And when you're on that third line as a freshman, you really got to make opportunities for yourself. Really prove to coach why you should be out there.
Opening face-off will be taken by Jacob Cameron out there with his full line. The top D pairing out there also Barnish and Leatherberry behind them. This one, won by Oregon. Nieto falls on it and looks to spring Cameron. Had a little bit of trouble handling the pass, though, as it was a little behind him. Just the game of inches that hockey is, as Reedsburg able to get free the other way. Oregon does have numbers as the puck is forced back behind Keene. Leatherberry able to send it ahead. Nieto just skating forward all by himself, trying to get free, dump it into the zone, and will, though Reedsburg falls on it quickly as a long shot's fired right onto Keen Buskogger. Will handle that. More patient play from Oregon, which you love to see following the momentum swing we were talking about, as a shot's fired and handled. I believe the goaltender able to see that one the whole way. Not a whole lot of traffic in front, though. Oregon still with possession. As the puck comes out to Buskogger, shot fired, and that one takes a deflection. Though Buskogger able to keep the zone, though he takes a hit doing so. Just able to stand in and chip it in as Anderson finds the puck for Oregon, has a lot of space working to the front of the net, and eventually colliding with the goalie, as we will have a stoppage here.
Whistle came there, but the puck popped out as Easton Linder was there on the puck, but the whistle had gone, and Brock Buskogger took a big hit there outside of the defensive zone. He's talking to the ref right now, maybe wanting a penalty on that one, but John Scott, the goal scorer for this Reedsburg team, delivering the big hit.
Face-off came to Anderson, looking to fire a shot off right away, though. More of a lob than a shot, as a long shot fired from the point, looking to get a deflection, from the line. Couldn't get anything there, as Reedsburg is just really struggling to get it out of their zone. A lot of their skaters starting to look tired. Oregon wearing them down with the speed. Mueller up top, long shot fired, looking for another deflection, didn't get one, though it did eventually come all the way through. Buskogger will keep the zone, truck it in on net. The rebound's given up, backhand handled, and just barely is Reedsburg able to hold on, as that pressure just breaking them down with the speed. Even if it's not shots, the speed gets to you and it just wears you down, and that has been so apparent.
Absolutely. When Oregon is able to move the puck throughout the offensive zone, that's where they shine the most. And we saw a lot last year with the first line, how they were able to do that cross-ice passing, really open up the play. See if Oregon can try and add in a little bit of that to the play.
Long shot fired by Leatherberry, looking for a tip, though it came right off the Reedsburg defender. As the puck is battled for along the near side, a stick is lost in the process. Cameron finds the puck backhand, handled, and Reedsburg will look to skate it out. See if they're able to do so, because this is where they've struggled, and eventually they get it into neutral ice. Reedsburg trying to spring free, though the Oregon defense eventually gets back. Barnish on the puck for Oregon. He gets rocked, though. Ends up sending his man down to the ice despite taking the hit. Reedsburg with their first real possession in the offensive zone, though it is short-lived as Oregon gets it out to neutral ice. Oregon looking to press. That press has been so successful this far, just not allowing Reedsburg to get out of neutral ice.
Reedsburg right now is really controlling the neutral zone, not letting the Panthers break out at all, and now they're heading back in.
Certainly a shift in that regard, as shot is fired up top by Reedsburg. Puck bobbling around, though no one able to fall on the end of it. Good defending by Barnish to get down on the ice. Another shot fired. That one I couldn't tell if Leatherberry got a stick on it or if it was just wide, but nonetheless it stays out. Reedsburg, though, still with possession. Comes back up top and shot fired, handled initially, rebound given up. Reedsburg now finally finding that sustained offense that they have needed throughout the whole game. Shot fired, that one is blocked, as Oregon desperately needs to get this puck out, as just shot after shot. It's a shooting range out in front of Josh Keene. They need to get a clear off, see if they can do so here as they have some space. And it's not a clear. Jakey just skating free, trying to spring Cameron. Reedsburg, though, looking to go back the other way. They might have numbers. Oregon desperately looking to get back. A nice move made by the Reedsburg player, though couldn't get the pass off. And that one will come all the way back to the Reedsburg defensive end. Reedsburg, though, will have plenty of space to gather and look to work it out. Oregon, though, pressing. Zerwick finds it, looking for just a long shot to buy some space, but it was deflected. Buskogger now looking ahead, trying to get Oregon out. This period has certainly flipped on its head after the initial pressure from Oregon. Now it's Oregon desperate to get some possession and relieve some of that stress, as they cannot find any sustained offense.
See if the third line can do something here as they hit the ice.
Puck again coming all the way down to the Oregon zone as it's tipped up and out of play out by the scores table, and we will have a stoppage here. But Oregon really needs to flip this one back because out of nowhere, Reedsburg has just been firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, you said it. I think there was 3 or 4 good opportunities there for Reedsburg as they kept being able to find an open man in the slot there. No defenseman was covering, and lucky that Oregon didn't get scored on as many shots were taken from that prime scoring area.
Oregon with the puck in their defensive zone, though it's taken right away by Reedsburg. As now puck is battled for back behind Keene. Oregon does win it back. Trying to get an outlet pass, can't. Long shot fired right into the bread basket of Keene, and we will have another face-off.
A little bit of a line mix-up here as we see number 17, George Karasek for Oregon. He's out there with Cameron and Nieto right now.
We do expect to see a little bit of some line shuffles with this roster. We saw that towards the end of last season as people were moved around. And we know how much Coach likes to do that, as I believe we're getting a penalty here against Oregon. Reedsburg will dump it in. Looks like Oregon should get a chance to touch up, and they do. As Reedsburg now, following all that momentum, they're going to have another chance to tie this one up.
It's one of the things we were talking about coming back from the break, Noah. You can't give Reedsburg an opportunity or an advantage here to make this game level. And they were successful on their first power play, and now they're going to get another chance here with 11:47 left in the second period.
And it looks like it'll be Dozier going to the box, one of the better penalty killers for Oregon. Talking to the ref a little bit, don't think he loved the call, though. Hockey players never seem to. As the face-off will be taken by James Shervin here. On the PK, Zerwick trying to work the puck free, though. Reedsburg will maintain the zone. Reedsburg just looking to capitalize on all this pressure. Oregon looking to possibly get momentum back the other way as the Reedsburg players exchange passes, trying to work this PK free. So far they hold strong. As a turning shot fired and eventually just kind of came all the way through. I don't know if the defense was ready for that one to make it that far, though. Keene, good vision and good patience, able to fall on it and get the stoppage.
Luckily, there was no Reedsburg player on that backdoor side as the puck was just floating across. Keene had a good 2 seconds there to watch it come into the crease, and he was able to cover for the whistle.
Face-off out to the right of Keene. As we have about 1:30 left on this PK for Oregon. As eventually Mueller finds the puck and just sends it up into the netting. That was a brilliant opportunity to get a clear off. A little bit of a miscue there. Unfortunate for Oregon, and we will have another face-off.
Definitely the right idea there. Mueller just gets under it a little bit as he was trying to wrap it around the boards to get it out, and we will do it all over again.
This face-off won cleanly by Reedsburg. Looking for a shot off the face-off. Eventually got one off, though. Oregon now might have a chance in transition. Cameron out ahead of Jakey. He'll just send it in deep, killing time. Reedsburg. Oregon has to be careful here not to let Reedsburg spring back the other way. Great skating by Jacob Cameron, able to get back. And the puck will eventually be sent all the way back down as we're under a minute left on that Dozier penalty. Zerwick now might have a chance to win the puck and kill more time, though it bounces free for Reedsburg. Reedsburg in, though 3 defenders back for Oregon. Not a whole lot of space to work with. As Zerwick delivers a hit there. Pass comes out in front, Mueller able to fight his man off of it as Oregon gets yet another clear. This PK seems to have cleaned up in the last minute or so, though it's not over yet. 30 seconds left. Reedsburg looking for one more entry to tie the game up. Shot fired, though, had a defender draped on him. As a pass comes across, there was a whole lot of space. No one can fall on it. Puck just bouncing around, though. The zone is kept by Reedsburg. 15 seconds still on the penalty. We'll see what they can do. These last few seconds winding down, though. Zerwick's going to fall on it and chip it ahead. It hits the ref. Oregon not happy about that, though. Nothing you can really do. As now Shervin presses for Oregon. Both teams back at even strength. The hit delivered there by the freshman. Trying to earn his stripes, earn his way up the roster. As Mason Anderson able to separate his man from the puck and win Oregon some space. Linder wanted it, didn't get it. It'll be dumped into the zone. Keene, thinking about what he wants to do with it, elects just to cover, probably the wise choice, with a Reedsburg player crashing in on him, and we will have a face-off.
Really good opportunity for Reedsburg there at the end of the power play for them, as the puck was just tangled in a bunch of players' feet down there. No one was able to get a stick on it. Oregon luckily able to clear, and they've killed off this penalty.
We're now under 10 to play here in the second period. No score yet. That first period score still holding as that puck escapes Linder, and Reedsburg will dump it right back in. Oregon, though, able to fall on it as Reedsburg had to tag Anderson with the puck for Oregon, looking to work it free. Pass comes out. Jakey and Linder are in, 2-on-2. Jakey looking to move. Jakey moving, just not quite able to get it around the corner, though. A second chance opportunity out in front. Jakey fighting for it. It comes out to Leatherberry. Leatherberry's shot's blocked. Reedsburg had a chance to get in 1-on-0 following the shot block, though. The player came to his knees and bought Oregon the time they needed to get back. That could have been disastrous for Oregon.
If that shot could have gotten through by Leatherberry, Gribe in that for Reedsburg, he was on his back.
As a shot is fired in on Keene, and we're starting to see a lot more back and forth here in this second period. That first period seemed like it was all Reedsburg and then all Oregon, and now here we are, both teams going back and forth. Not a whole lot of mistakes. It's been a lot of clean play, just really fighting for it. Seems like that momentum as this game seems to have returned to a neutral state despite the scoreline.
And with this 2-1 scoreline, the next goal is ever important for either team. This game is either tied up or it's a 2-goal deficit for Reedsburg, as Nieto's chasing the puck here. Can he beat the icing? Oh, he can't.
Working hard was Nieto to negate that icing call, though. Just couldn't quite get down in time. Some chitter-chatter between Dosher and number 15 of Reedsburg. That's Carson Brandt, one of the captains of this combined Reedsburg, Wisconsin Dells, and Boston squad.
A little bit of a conversation going on here. The officials will congregate.
I'm not exactly sure what they're discussing here, though. Guess it doesn't truly matter as the face-off is underway as both teams battle for possession. As we approach 8 to play in this second period, Oregon looking to work it out of their defensive end, though. Reedsburg does fall on it. Dosher able to dump it right back in. Whole lot of space here for Reedsburg to work with if they're able to get some passes out, though. Dosher able to pick that one off. Great vision. Couldn't quite get the pass through, though, to Nieto. Still great effort by the both of them. Back behind the Reedsburg net as Buskauger getting some help from Dosher. Able to evade any significant pressure from Reedsburg. So that pass was chipped down, though. Reedsburg forced to carry it out of the zone, and we will have a whistle.
High sticking call on that one as the Reedsburg player batted down the pass that was bound for, I believe that was Edgar Nieto on the stretch pass there. And with that, the faceoff will move to the Reedsburg defensive zone. So third line's back out there for the Panthers, looking to get something going.
I was just going to say, worth noting, they're back out there. Dawson Peterson out there with Zerwick and Shervin. Out there as well with the top D pairing. So we'll see if they're able to get something going, working in transition with those stretch passes, though. Right now, it's all Reedsburg. Just keeping the zone and keeping pressure, something they weren't able to do a whole lot in the first period. Oregon, though, is going to look to relieve that here as Shervin has space. He has Zerwick with him, too. Long shot fired, though. Not a whole lot of a threat there as Peterson will dump it forward. It comes out to Leatherberry, or excuse me, Barnish, just looking to chip it forward, but couldn't quite do so. Zerwick sends a pass out, looking for Peterson. Another long shot fired. That one, though, just hits the backboards behind the Reedsburg net. Mueller now looking to dump it back in. Oregon just repeatedly dumping this in, looking to create some space. Shervin does fall on it. Shervin with the shot handled, just barely. I couldn't tell if that came off the goalie or if the side of the net, but that would have been quite the angle.
Side of the net, yeah. Shervin had a great open look there. goalie, Grieve, wasn't even looking the right direction.
Mason Anderson now with space to work with. Shot fired. Looked to be going high anyway, but Grieve will glove it and get the whistle as we have a little over 6 to play here in this second period.
And we're getting that sustained pressure from Oregon now. The table has flipped a little bit. It's a really great opportunity, like you mentioned, from the freshman James Shervin there. He had more time than I think he thought to shoot that puck as Grieve was looking at the to his left.
This face-off taken by Linder, though won by Reedsburg. Reedsburg looking for an exit. They might be in 2-on-2. Though a great stick initially from Barnish. Though Reedsburg wins it back. Shot fired, handled by Keene. And good focus from Keene there as the puck was kind of bobbling around. Couldn't quite tell whether Barnish was going to be able to get control of it or not. Great focus to keep his eyes on the puck and stop the eventual shot.
Kind of an awkward play there as the Reedsburg player lost the puck initially and was able to get it back and then put the shot on. But nevertheless, a great defensive effort from Oregon and Kyle Barnish.
Linder takes the face-off, though. It's again won by Reedsburg. Long shot fired wide of Keene's net. Reedsburg looking to sustain some pressure as there's a scrum for the puck in the near corner. Eventually, it winds around Keene's net. Barnish back to chase. He'll send it forward, though a little too far forward, as Reedsburg will gather back in their defensive end. Looking to spring someone free as a nice pass gets through, though. It had a little too much on it. Leatherberry also read it well. Mason Anderson now fighting with the puck. As the puck finds Linder, though, took an awkward bounce off of his stick. Barnish now with the puck, just dumps it back in the zone. Oregon has to get back on side as Jakey was in. Anderson now looked like he was a little hesitant to pass there as he gets rocked, and I think we're going to get a penalty on that hit on Anderson. As Keene was heading off, a whistle blew, though it looked like Oregon still had the puck.
Interesting call there to stop play as
Keene was full sprinting off. I didn't see anyone from Reedsburg touch the puck at all on that pass.
I did not either. Very interesting ruling there from the officials.
Well, nonetheless, Oregon will go to power play. Again, I believe the penalty came on that hit to Anderson.
Wait, this is Anderson going to the box? I thought he was the one who took the hit.
Now I'm even more confused. Anderson's the one that got hit. I'm confused as to why he's the one going to the box.
I was sure the penalty was on Reedsburg as the Reedsburg player threw a hit. It looked to be a little high on Anderson. I thought it was going to be a hit to the head call.
Anderson was, I think, just as confused as we were, arguing with the ref, not getting in the box right away. A little bit of a confusing sequence there, but we work with what we've got. And it will be Reedsburg going to power play here. Quite the confusing sequence, but we'll roll with it. Puck comes behind Keene's net. Leatherberry looking to gather for Oregon. Listening to the call, did they say high stick?
I think it might have been. I couldn't hear the best.
I was trying to stay quiet and listen to that, but I couldn't quite hear exactly what it was. Either way, as I said, we'll go for it, and that is not good for Oregon. That's going to be a trip on Dosher. Reedsburg might have a chance to score. The Oregon touches up. This is now going to be a two-man advantage for Reedsburg. Dosher not happy with himself, knows he did it. He's going straight to the box. And Oregon is going to need to work their butts off to get rid of this because this could quickly become a tie game. And with those two offset penalties, they're going to have some extended penalty kill time, or power play time, excuse me, even with the goal.
Absolutely. And Dosher just got caught a little flat-footed there outside the blue line. Took a swipe at the Reedsburg player as he was looking to dump it into the zone. And let's see who Oregon has out there. Leatherberry, Barnish, and Zerwig. This is a tall task here to kill it off.
It certainly is. 30-second roughly difference in the penalties. So if Reedsburg is able to score with that first penalty, they'll get an additional 30 seconds of power play time. Oregon really just hoping to not give up more than one here. As a great move from the Reedsburg skater. Pass comes across, and it doesn't get much prettier than that. Great passing from Reedsburg. Just so much space to work with. with only 3 men on for the Panthers, and this is a tie game now with still 1:40 on that second penalty.
That's a great pass there from Reedsburg. Keene stood no chance there as the Reedsburg players left all alone on the back door. And that's just a nifty play. We're usually used to seeing Oregon as the ones who are making that play. And we now have a tie game here, Noah. Just like that, 2 costly penalties have added up quickly for Oregon.
And now, you mentioned earlier the mental game of hockey. Your mental state and just the way you think is so important in this game, despite all the physical play. Oregon needs to keep it under control here. They need to kill this penalty and not give Reedsburg that lead. They can worry about scoring when the penalty's over. They just need to keep it together here and not let this get out of hand. As Reedsburg, skating ahead with speed, was number 8. That's Trey Laridan of Reedsburg. As Shervin pressing for Oregon. Eventually the puck comes behind to Keene. Keene plays it a little bit of confusion initially, though. Keene gets the pass out to Shervin. Shervin, if he can get his wheels going, has some space. Able to do so, though. Little too many defenders on him. Nearly able to get back to it, but eventually the Reedsburg defense just piled on him, and there wasn't a whole lot he could do. Reedsburg looking to go back the other way. Pass picked off. Oregon will get a clear as we're now under 50 seconds on that second penalty. Still the man advantage for Reedsburg.
Great job so far by these penalty killers from Oregon, sending it deep at every opportunity, and the official's arm goes up.
I believe we're going to get evened out here. If I saw that correctly, it'll be a penalty on Reedsburg, as there is some discussion now.
Jakey's over there talking to the official. As it is a Reedsburg, I thought the Reedsburg player was skating to the box, but he was just skating over to his position for the face-off. I guess it was just an offsides call.
I guess, just given the timing, I assumed it was going to be a penalty on that hit that was delivered by Reedsburg, but no penalty comes. Still about 20 seconds of a man advantage for Reedsburg, as Mueller trying to work the puck free back behind Keene. Reedsburg, though, able to keep it for now. Reedsburg with some space, though. Luckily for Oregon, the man lost the puck. Pass comes across, shot fired, though, wide of the net. That's about as close as you can get for Reedsburg, as the man came spilling to the ice. Now Oregon's going to have a chance to transition. Though a good back check from Reedsburg stops that from happening as the puck comes up into the Reedsburg bench, and we will get a stoppage just about right when that penalty ends. And we will have about 2 minutes and 36 seconds of even strength playing time to end this second period.
Great work from Oregon, killing that second penalty, the Dosher penalty, and now, like you said, 2 minutes and 36 seconds to make something happen. And I think it's big for Oregon here if they can get some, even if the goal doesn't come right now, get some good chances, really help turn the tide back in their favor.
Absolutely do not want to get ahead of themselves here, as it is still a tied game. They do not need to get sloppy. They don't need to get desperate and get that goal yet. There's still a whole nother period. Right now it is just about building momentum and just reestablishing themselves after some sloppy and a little bit confusing play. As the arm goes up here, and I think we might be getting a penalty on Reedsburg here.
See if we're right about this one, as it does look like the Reedsburg player is being escorted to the box. Wait and see what the call is here, as the Panthers will have 2 minutes of power play here, and that will leave just 15 seconds left in the period that the Panthers won't be on a power play. So, like we said, a good opportunity here to get the momentum back for the Panthers.
Certainly a golden opportunity. That penalty on Ty Barney could end up looming large here. A perfect chance for Oregon to build some momentum and just reestablish themselves here at the end of this second period. Oregon looking to play patience as the wingers will split out. Looking to skate forward is Nieto. Stretch pass ahead for Jakey. Jakey in with steam. Looking to move, though. Well defended there by number 15 of Reedsburg. Reedsburg now taking it behind their own net. Looking to send it out, though. Barnish keeps the zone. Puck finds Jakey. Jakey with some space. Looking over his options. Barnish long shot fired. Looking for a screen from Cameron. It was there. but the shot never got all the way through. Keene will gather for Oregon now. Back behind his net.
Good look there as, like you said, Cameron was causing some mayhem in front of Alex Grebe.
Jakey now ahead with speed. This time gets free, though. The shot handled. I don't think that Grebe knew he had it, but he did. And we will have a face-off out in front of him with about 1:07 left in this period. 52 seconds left on the penalty.
Jakey just trying to go up over the left shoulder of Grebe there. Doesn't elevate it enough, gets it in the armpit area. And like you said, Grebe was looking around like he didn't know where the puck was, but he had it.
This faceoff comes out to the Oregon defense, looking for a tip from Zerwick. Though it never got on target. Zerwick, though, able to get a nice dump pass to Linder. Linder with a shot, tough angle, couldn't get it through. As Oregon looks to set something up. As Mueller, though, has fought off the puck. Some great defending there by the Reedsburg player. Leatherberry looking to send it ahead for Lindert. Lindert, cross ice. Zerwick looking for the pass across, though it just got away from him. As I go cross ice, Leatherberry sending it in, looking for a tip out in front, couldn't get one. Mueller again, long shot. This time it does come to Anderson. Puck bobbled around. Anderson, a second shot blocked, third shot blocked. Anderson just about had 3 or 4 opportunities at goal there. Reedsburg just in panic, able to handle all of them. Thus far as it's tipped up and good focus from Grebe. I lost the puck even for a second there, but he knew exactly where it was and got his glove up in time.
Good save by Grebe there, as you were right. That one took a crazy deflection out in front, and Grebe reached the glove up there, and it was right in it. And Anderson, like you said, had some great opportunities there, just not able to get his stick cleanly on it, as Grebe was sprawling around a little bit. Nevertheless, good pressure from Oregon here, and they will have 11 seconds here to try and win a faceoff and get another opportunity.
Not a whole lot of time for sustained offense as Reedsburg is just going to do everything they can to kill this time off. That one comes off an Oregon stick, so that will just about end the period, but Oregon did exactly what they needed to do in that last 2 minutes and change, and that is reestablish themselves. They got themselves going, the penalty helps, and I think they were able to calm down following that stretch of penalties and sloppy play, and I think that's going to be their focus going into the locker room here.
Absolutely, you got to leave that period behind you. There were mistakes made, and those might need to be addressed, but you got to look forward. There's another period of play here to really reestablish what Oregon hockey is. That's quick play and moving the puck, getting those really good opportunities on the net. And it will really be interesting to see if there's an Oregon player here who can step up in the third period and really shine when the moment depends on it.
Someone is certainly going to have to step forward. I'm sure Jakey is the name that comes to mind for a lot of people, but at this point with the play we've seen, it could be just about anyone. It has been bend but don't break for Oregon, and they're still holding on. The goal from Reedsburg ties it up, but we will be back with that third period for you shortly, guys. Thank you, and don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody, and welcome back inside Oregon Ice Arena as we are getting set for the start of this third and final period at a 2-2 deadlock between the Oregon Panthers and Reedsburg. Real quickly, before we break this third period down for you, I want to remind you guys that this game is brought to you with support from our generous sponsors: Bill's Food Center, Stone Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes. And by the Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. And with that said, Mitchell, this third period, as we mentioned, now we're at a deadlock. That second period was sloppy, to say the least, from Oregon. What is going to be the catalyst for this team moving forward? What is going to push them over the edge? They just need a little spark.
Yeah, you said it. It's really going to be about overcoming the adversity here. And clean hockey is where it's going to be at for this one, and it's someone who's going to step up. I'm looking at the second line. I'm looking at besides the Jakies of the world, Easton Lindert and Mason Anderson on that second line there, I think they have a real opportunity there. Because not only Jakey with being a great goal scorer, he's also a great passer and being able to set up his teammates. So I want to see if there's not only a player for Oregon who can put in that goal, but also who can be that playmaker for the big play.
Jakey is certainly the name that I think just about everyone is thinking right now. Worth mentioning, last season he had 7 game-winning goals for this Panther team, but as we've been talking about all night, it really feels like this is now a complete team. They're not relying on 1 or 2 or 3 guys. They all know what they're capable of, and they're playing off of it. So I really think that, they just need to keep hanging on. They need to keep fighting for these chances. They need to not get ahead of themselves. Keep their heads out of the clouds. Don't let themselves get frustrated because the chances are coming. Anderson had that sequence of chances. Lindert's had some chances. Jakey's had some chances. They just need to be patient, and it's going to come.
Absolutely. And like you said, the goal doesn't have to come early in this period. Just as long as the chances are coming, it will fall our way eventually. We've seen a lot of pucks and skates and just hasn't been able to bounce out onto his stick and be able to put it in the net. But really, I think these first 2-3 minutes, seeing how this team is going to come out and fight, it will really tell the tale of this third period.
I think that's a great point you make, because really, Oregon seemed to have everything going correctly in that first period. They had possession, they had chances, they had passing, they were patient, they were so smart with the puck, and then that second period, it was just a totally different story. The penalties piled up. You saw some errant passes, you saw some miscues, some miscommunication, so it's going to be a matter of which Oregon team comes out for this third period. Is it the first period Panthers or the second period Panthers? That's going to be the difference maker.
Absolutely. As we see Oregon gathering at the bench right now. Maybe some motivational words from the captain, Simon Dosher, as he looks to head back out there right now. As he and his line will start this third period.
The full starting lineup will start this period for the Panthers. Barnish and Leatherberry back there behind that now top line. As the faceoff of center ice is won by Oregon. Mueller quickly looking to spring Nieto. Nieto with a long shot. That had a lot on it, though. It is handled as it was seen the whole way by the Reedsburg netminder.
I think that one kind of surprised Grive a little bit, as Nieto really looking to get Oregon firing early in this period.
This face-off, not won quite so cleanly, though. Oregon does fall on the puck. Some space now as Nieto trying to work it free. It does come across the face of the net, though. No one there to put it home. Barnish will dump it back in and send Reedsburg right back around. Dosher and Nieto in on the pressure for the Panthers. Just looking for that sustained pressure that we saw so much of in the first period. That's a great play by Dosher, keeps the zone. Cameron has space, though he doesn't have anyone with him, as Reedsburg eventually does get it out. Buskogger came up pretty far to defend that, and the puck escaped him, though. Barnish with a heads-up play, able to pick the man up and clean the puck up, as it does eventually come out to center ice here, as no one really able to fall cleanly on it. Both teams just kind of battling back and forth, as it does now come behind Keene. Buskogger will fall on it for Oregon. Oregon just looking to get it to center ice, though. Reedsburg Skater made a nice play there to win the puck, though. Doesn't have any help as there's a change being made. Barnish now dumps it back. Oregon looking to skate free. Lindert now doesn't have a whole lot of space to work with. And this right here, this battle in center ice is going to be so important in this third period. In a deadlock game, you need control of center ice.
Absolutely a great point. And really, when you're looking to break out too, can you complete those stretch passes in center ice and be able to really be able to segment offensive zone attack here, as now we don't see Reedsburg doing too much of that as it gets turned over. And Jakey, he looks to get ahead of steam here as he takes it in.
Jakey looking to go wide, didn't have a whole lot of space as he was closed in quickly. Reedsburg is well aware of his goal-scoring capabilities. They know all too well, playing in the same conference as the Panthers. As now Reedsburg with a chance. The move was made, though. Skater lost the puck. Still possession for Reedsburg, nonetheless. Leatherberry able to chip it to his partner, Barnish. Jakey looking over his options. Sends it right back for Barnish, though. Wasn't ready. Luckily, Reedsburg was well on their way back to their defensive end, looking to stop this Oregon outlet that just escapes Jakey. As we've seen some back and forth stretch passes not working out. Potentially the team that is just able to clean up this transition game, that could be the difference maker, as we now have a whistle and an icing call.
And as we're looking into those different makers in the game and those different scenarios, any icing, that can be a game changer, as now Oregon is getting the face-off in the Reedsburg zone. If they're able to control this, I'd love to see some shots getting put on net here, and you know Oregon is going to look to do that really quickly.
Nieto has some space here, looking to turn behind Greaves' net, unable to do so, though. As there's a scrum in the far corner, puck's tied up, both teams just fighting for it. As there's not a whole lot of space to work with. Reedsburg defensemen will exchange passes, though this one's picked off. Cameron looking to get it out in front to Nieto, though wasn't quite close enough to that one to get a real shot off. Cameron Mueller now back for Oregon. He'll send it ahead to Buskogger. Buskogger lost it momentarily, though. Good focus. Able to get it back. It hits the ref. Unfortunate. As now Nieto wasn't quite sure where the puck is. As again, there's this battle in the center ice. Reedsburg with some big bodies out there right now. Defending hard, looking to relieve this Oregon pressure. Puck comes tipped up along the corner. As Buskogger fires a long shot, took a little bit of a tip, though. That tip was away from target. As a big hit's delivered, and I think we're going to get a penalty here against, I believe it was Jacob Cameron that laid the hit.
You're exactly right on that one. Cameron pleading his case to the referee, as I believe we're going to get an elbowing call. And this can certainly, we talk about difference makers and difference-making plays, and this is definitely an opportunity here for Reedsburg.
It certainly is. If you give up the goal here, there's still time, but this could be a huge momentum swing if Reedsburg's able to capitalize on this. This PK needs to be smart, and they need to hold strong here and keep this game tied. As Reedsburg able to start their power play with possession. As they look for an outlet, eventually comes up top to the blue line. Defense looking to work someone free. The backdoor pass gets there, though unable to get a shot off. The pass wasn't quite on target. Zurich with a nice stick, able to send it out of the zone. Great penalty killing from him so far in this game. Reedsburg looking for re-entry. Now the freshman initially in on the pressure, though. Reedsburg sends it all the way across to the other side of the ice. Pass is fanned on. Barnish almost able to pounce on that and get the puck free, though could not do so. Reedsburg now with the chance, looking for the back door. Good defense from Leatherberry, able to break that up, unable to get a clear off initially. Though now Zurich might have Sherman with him, but Reedsburg able to fall on it. And now they go back the other way. Shot, I believe, was fanned on, though. There were some Panther bodies in the way. As Oregon gets a clear off now. About 50 seconds left on this penalty. Shervin with the pressure.
Look at his hustle as he's trying to win this puck back. And he's going to be able to do so as Buskogger is able to clear it out. Only as far as the Reedsburg blue line, though, as they look to re-entry.
Hustle has really been the word I'd use to describe Shervin all night. He has been everywhere despite not having a goal. As Dosher is able to send this one forward and get it all the way down now. Some ozone time as Dosher eventually comes crashing to the board and loses a glove. Reedsburg now going to go back the other way with under 15 seconds left in the penalty. Able to stay on side they are. As a pass comes up, no, looking for the shots though. Couldn't quite fit it into that top left corner. Wise of Keene to hold his position and know that one was off target. As Reedsburg looking for a chance last second as the man's out of the box, it comes out in front. Keene sprawling trying to cover it and more pushing and shoving. The Panthers not too happy with that, protecting their netminder as Keene's able to focus and get the whistle.
Great opportunity there for Reedsburg, but Keene showing his composure there, keeping his eye on the puck as two Reedsburg players were in the area. Both had a poke at it. Nothing doing, though, as Keene is able to keep the pad down and then eventually get the glove on it.
And that is really what Oregon needed. That was the starting point in their route back into winning this game, getting the lead back, killing that penalty. That can be some momentum. Sometimes the lack of pressure from the other team can turn into pressure for you. And the Panthers know that. They're going to look to capitalize as Anderson might have some space if he get past his man, though he loses the puck in the process. Linder now fighting in the far corner, looking to get it out to Jakey. Couldn't quite do so. Pass was a little behind him. Running out of room was Jakey. Barnish able to keep it in the zone, though. It's turned over, and now Reedsburg back the other way. Barnish skating, trying to get back. Reedsburg does get a good pass over the middle, though. Unable to get a follow-up. As Leatherberry looks to skate it forward for Oregon. Jakey trying to get free cross ice. Anderson looking for his options. Mueller wants it. Mueller's not going to get it. Good stick from the Reedsburg defender. Breaks that up as a shot was fired, though no real danger. Buskogger now fired a long shot, though didn't have much on it. Now Reedsburg able to dump it out to center ice. Mueller looking over his options. He'll just get to the wall and send it in. Jacob Cameron pressing now for Oregon. As Buskogger looking to hold the zone, though. Bounces all the way down ice, and we'll have another icing call.
More sustained pressure from Oregon there as Reedsburg, to get their skaters off the ice, have to ice it, as their stretch passes haven't gotten past center ice, as Oregon has been able to maintain zone pressure here.
That is going to be what they need to continue to do. And again, they need to not get ahead of themselves at the same time. They can't overextend here with this offensive pressure and let Reedsburg get in behind, because one goal could be all it takes with time winding down. Reedsburg now able to get the zone in. Pass comes across, though. Good read from Dosher, able to pick that one off. Second pass, looking to get through, though. Buskogger did well to break that one up. Up top to the blue line, Reedsburg moving with some speed, getting bodies, moving, a man's open. Pass comes across, though he bobbled it. That could have been the goal. There was no one there for the Panthers. A little bit of a break. Another long shot fired, looking for the tip, couldn't get it. Oregon now. Suddenly again, it's Reedsburg with all the pressure just out of nowhere. They've continued to do this and show their heart. They do not give up when Oregon is able to sustain that pressure. Oregon desperately needs to get this out and get some new bodies on the ice, or at very least just get some space